It seems like the algorithm not feeling when you present this real information that goes against the mainstream narrative with facts. So we just gonna continue on. All Native American groups studied to date can trace all or much of their ancestry to a single ancestral population that likely migrated across the Bering Land Bridge from Asia more than 15,000 years ago, with some Northern American and Arctic groups also tracing other parts of their ancestry to more recent waves of migration. Ancient genomic evidence has shown that this so-called first American ancestry is present in an individual associated with Clovis technology from North America dating to about 12,600 years ago. And mitochondrial DNA has suggested that it was also present by 13,000 to 14,500 years ago. In contrast, some morphological analysis of early skeletons in the Americas have suggested that the characteristics of some Pleistocene and early Holocene skeletons fall outside the variation of present-day Native Americans and instead within the variation of present-day indigenous Australians, Melanesians, and so-called Negrito groups from Southeast Asia and some sub-Saharan African groups. This morphology has been hypothesized to reflect an initial Paleo-American pioneer colonization of the Americas, which according to some interpretations was largely replaced by populations with Northeast Asian affinities in the early Holocenes, but may have persisted in some locations. However, morphological similarity can arise not only through shared descent but also through convergent evolution or phenotypic plasticity, coupled with similar environments. Another limitation of morphological data is that it provides very few independent characters that can be analyzed. Genome-wide data, with its hundreds of thousands of independent characters that evolve effectively neutrally, should be statistically powerful and robust way to test whether a distinct lineage contributed to Native Americans. Alright, I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna continue on the next video. But I'm gonna just give some commentary. You see how they say who the original Native Americans resemble, like the morphologies of their skulls. It says from some characteristics from Pleistocene and early Holocene skeletons fall outside the variation of present-day Native Americans, and instead within variation of present-day indigenous Australians, Melanesians, and so-called Negrito groups from Southeast Asia and some sub-Saharan African groups. This morphology has been hypothesized to reflect an initial Paleo-American colonization of the Americas, which according to some interpretations was largely replaced by populations with Northeast Asian affinities in the early Holocene. That right there is showing that there was people that look like me and some of y'all out there here first. Other people came over. Some of us got pushed out. Some of us mixed with them. Some of us mixed with other tribes that look like us, and some of us just didn't mix, and they reclassified us over time because there were so many of us. So they had to make up a story about all of us came from Africa at some point, because those people that say that they was here before us, they know that we was here, and they're like in cahoots with the people that stole the land to say that, yeah, we was the only ones here. Like, that's why they keep saying that. That's why they keep spilling that narrative that the so-called dark tribes or darker Indians was just a slave that got assimilated out of pity, which is false. The bones is telling it. Like, the bones is telling it. And we not about to let people keep like muddying up our history and lie about our ancestors. We're not doing that. Sorry, not sorry.